live series. We are so happy that you joined us today. And if you're watching this on the playback, we're happy you're joining us no matter when you're joining us. These series are all about just shouting out the love to teachers. And we have just an amazing guest today. He's one of our authors of The Revolution. He's a co-author of The Revolution. He's an amazing human, a phenomenal educator. Look, he's got his book right there. Derek McCoy, we were so pumped to have you on the show today. Please do tell us who you are for anybody who doesn't already know and what you do.
First, I'm pumped to be here. Thank God I'm alive every day. We're all thankful for that piece, and I hope you're doing. I hope you're well where you are. One thing I've been saying recently is be well, be safe, be blessed, and be a blessing to somebody. So, yeah, it's wonderful to be here. And Tara, thank you for this invitation. I really appreciate it.
Doing
Again, my
great. Go
name
ahead.
again my name is Derek. Derek. Um, Longtime middle school advocate. I call myself a middle school agitator because it's time for us to change up how we're doing some things. And one thing that we're going to realize at the end of this, when we come out from this, is that some of the things that we've held on to strongly, we're gonna really reevaluate them and let some things go. But middle school math teacher, administrator, principal. Currently, I'm a director. I'm a director of curriculum, learning and innovation in Grady County schools. Um, I co-authored a book called The Revolution with my good friend Darren Elwine, of course through Burgess. And guys, I'm just pumped to be here. I'm so appreciative. I remember my middle school math classroom like yesterday. So I tell you, I know where I came from. I know the hard work that teachers do, so I'm appreciative of what you guys do. You all are the blessing, and I hope that in some way, if I can be a blessing to you, let us know how we could do it. But thank you so much for what you do.
Oh, so true, Derek. And thank you for serving middle school students. I often tell people I'm a middle schooler in a 40-something-year-old body, but it's just
Boom.
like I'm still stuck there. So I really love middle school. Um,
Middle school students grow up to be middle school teachers. Remember that.
it's true. It's true. And they're so fun. And so unpredictable. And that's what I love about it too. So Derek, one of the questions I've been asking the participants on the show is just to tell us a little bit about your favorite teacher and what made them your favorite teacher or coach.
Excellent. So I've written about this before. I forget in a blog post or something, but um, I go back to two men that two high school teachers. Actually, I'm going to talk about three high school teachers that I had that really. Um, and Tara, a lot of people don't know this, but I didn't graduate with an education degree. I was a political science major. I was going to go to law school. But
Oh,
but in graduate school, my then ex-wife, I credit her for this. Just a good talk with her helped me realize that I was passionate about that. I was passionate about doing what I have done every summer whenever a chance I got, and that was tutoring math. So I credit three gentlemen for setting the foundation for a love of teaching for me. One is Milton Bentley. He was a high school French teacher. I never took a class from him. I never took a class from him. But Milton Bentley, he just he genuinely loved kids, and every chance he got, he checked in on me and some of my friends and some others. He was the only teacher in high school to come visit me in my house, and we lived
oh,
out in the boonies in the country. Those efforts, those and his genuine connection, it really made a difference for me. So I really appreciate Milton Bentley. Second, and I'm going to go through these quickly. Second is Larry Stubbs. He was I was a middle school math teacher. He was the reason that I became a middle school math teacher. He was my high school geometry teacher. He was about as funny and smart as a geometry teacher as you saw. Always had the jokes. Um, we did proofs then. His class was intellectual. It was funny, subtle humor. It was subtle humor, overt humor. he just really showed me how being an engager, you know, not just a jokester telling funny, but being about engagement really helps draw kids in. So I remembered that when I was in the classroom. And the last person I want to shout out to is Ed Times. He was my physics teacher in high school. Um, he was all three of these men went on to be superintendents. Mr. Times was awesome. He was just smart, just had it together. He taught like honors level classes, but he was always polished and always knew what had to be done, and he was just straightforward with it. And he and Mr. Bentley were just good models for black men in education in a pretty rural town. So their models and what they did, it just really stuck with me. And I'm gonna tell you, when we're going through right now, what we're going through, teaching our kids the remote learning piece. I'm sure parents now are realizing and appreciating the connections that teachers are making with students, and that's what these gentlemen did with me. They made connections, and they left a lasting impression on me. So I'm very grateful for them.
I love it. And I love that you just drew out so much about the connection piece because I couldn't agree more. And I think that's the piece that we all have. Like, this isn't a new tool that we need. It's not a new innovation. I mean, you just use that thing inside your chest and you just connect with kids. And that's what they remember years and years later. It's just the way it works. And I think
That's what,
sometimes we complicate things, wanting to have the best class or the best online class or the best lessons. But the truth is, the connections are what it's just mistakes.
there's I'll twist a popular saying, or I add to a popular saying. Kids don't remember. Like Mr. Times. He was again. Ed Times was my physics teacher. I don't remember too much what he said in there, but I remember every conversation we had in the hallway. And again, Mr. Bentley, I never had him in class. Never had him in class. But I remember when he came to my house, how he connected with me and my mom and my dad. I remember all those things. So Jimmy Costas, relationships, relationships, relationships. It truly it gets you through any and all of the barriers and obstacles that you have in front of you. And that's what I appreciate about real teachers. Real teachers are going to make relationships the priority. How are you? You have what you need. How's your family? Okay, cool. Then let's talk about what you got to do. That's it.
It's so true. It's so, so true. Thank you for bringing that back too. And I think a lot of teachers out there, you guys are giving it your all. You're getting very creative about how you connect with your students. And we are so grateful. I mean, as a little girl, I've said this a bunch of times on these lives, but I think this would be just a really trying time for me if I was a little girl during this time because school was my safe place and home was not a safe place. So um, every little connection that teachers make, I know you are making a difference for kids. And it's just the littlest phrase from the heart that can mean so much to a kid and help
Yeah.
them get these things.
So I think one of the things we take for granted now, and again, this is just I'm in teacher appreciation super mode right now. Is and I'm really riffing off of what you just said. I grew up in the country, okay, very rural area. I was at least an hour bus ride to school,
Oh,
K through
wow.
K-12, every day, did not matter at all. I was at least an hour bus ride. We were just in isolation. So when you said that school was our forum for socializing, that it was it for me. That's where my friends were. When we came home, that was it. There was no walking to a neighborhood or walking to a park or anything like that. So right now, part of my given how I grew up, part of my heart goes out to kids in those rural settings
Mhm.
who really look towards school as an avenue for socializing. So I really appreciate teachers who and teachers, we rely on kids coming to our classrooms and seeing all 25 or 30 of our kids. But when now we can't do that. So teachers have to, and they have to, and they are making connections extraordinarily with kids in those kind of situations. So if I was a kid growing up, in a remote area, it'll be by phone, because there is no internet or cell phone service. Well, yeah, there's no towers out there. Um,
Right.
so teachers, and that's what teachers have on their heart, and that's what I love about our profession is, in our heart we are making it a point to get to those kids who, and it's not so much about they need us, it's about us making sure that they have what they need. And
Yeah.
that's so yeah. I teachers, and I know some teachers in Grady County who are making those calls and doing that work every day. Teachers back in Rowan Salisbury, I was in a rural school there. Just all over, just all over. Uh, we have to take some extraordinary measures, and I just appreciate and love all the teachers for what they do.
Agreed. And their hearts are just so huge and they're just always giving. And I'm just so grateful for educators all over. And
Yeah.
yeah, so love learning about your favorite teachers. And so teacher appreciation, of course, is coming. And we are just like celebrating for multiple weeks. So we started a little early. But I know that a lot of parents out there, a lot of administrators out there are just thinking like, how can I show these teachers how much I love them and how much I appreciate them? And this new temporary norm that we have going. So I'm just curious, what are some things that you've done for teachers in the past that or that you've had done to you as a teacher that really made you feel appreciated? And then maybe we can brainstorm some ideas of what we can do now in these current situations.
Sure. So I'm thinking. Um, Okay, so as a principal, one thing that I like to, one of my go-tos, and so now I'm just opening up my toolkit now, Altera,
Yeah,
just laying the bare, right? Um,
Carol.
one of my go-tos is coffee and donuts. Just that nothing beats that. There's probably no better comfort food than a warm donut,
Oh yeah.
and and so as soon as I say warm donut, you probably remember that last warm donut you had, and how your soul got enriched. So when you were eating it. So warm donut, coffee, and hot cocoa. Those are some good ones. But but one thing that I did at Spring, and this was at Spring Lake Middle School. So shout out to Spring Lake Middle School in Cumberland County, North Carolina. One thing that I did there was I just made some simple notes from it was just like from the principal's desk kind of thing, just something that I made or whatnot. But a little handwritten note that says, "Thank you for what you do," and then just drop it and leave it. You know, we we I appreciate text messages. I appreciate emails like that. But I had one of my mentors, Donna Peters, told me that sometimes leaving something tangible for a teacher, like a handwritten note, leaving something tangible for a teacher that she or he can hang up or look back on a tough day or on a not so great day, and remember some greatness that they had, makes a difference. It makes a difference. So that tangible piece. You know what? So let me share, if I can. Let me share another story. And this is a shout out to Lori Rabin in North Carolina. So I left North Carolina to take a principal job back home, back in Georgia. Um, she wrote me the most heartfelt letter that I probably ever received in my life, and it was just like, and it was just thanking, reflecting on our journey together, thanking me for the work that we did, and I don't know why she was thanking me. Because I was learning from her. I was going to her kind of thing. But um, I found that letter a year later. So like last year sometime. I found that letter a year later. And I don't remember what kind of day I was having. I don't remember if I was having a bad day or a great day or if I was tired or what, but it doesn't matter. When I remember picking up that letter and almost crying. So having something tangible like that, yeah, gift cards are great. Donuts are always soul enriching, don't get me wrong. But a simple so parents out there, if you can take some time, a postcard, just a letter that says, "Hey, I always know you were going through something. I always knew teachers had a hard job. I just really want to say thank you, and my child loves you." That will make a difference today, and then when they find it later on, that will make a huge difference in the future. So there's nothing like that handwritten piece that you can put in their hands and appreciate.
So true. And I think you're just bringing up so many things that I think I've learned from this COVID-19 experience is just getting back to the basics.
Right,
So many things we complicate because we're busy creatures and we're moving around and we're
right.
conquering the next goal, but truly getting back to the basics that's just human connection, appreciation shown in the most simplest form that means so much. And I couldn't agree with you more. So thank you so much for sharing that. So
Absolutely.
go ahead.
And I just want to say again, I appreciate a good text message like everybody else. I appreciate that good email. So, but there's nothing like that handwritten note.
It's so true. And it's easy to do. Snail mail is easy to do. All right. So we have just enjoyed learning so much from you. Do you have any other teachers you want to shout out, or just some that you've just seen doing some extraordinary work before we close out here? I mean, I'm sure there's a zillion, but I don't want to cut you short.
And that's it. So I was thinking about that. Um, let me explain to the stat to everybody watching. I just got finished work. I was sharing with Tara. This sweat is me. I just finished working out. So
He's
there's
not
nothing going on other than me trying to get my heart rate up. But while I was working out, I was trying to say I was thinking, should I list a bunch of teachers or how that works? Because the problem with that is I'm going to leave some people out. So I want to say I'm thankful for every teacher that I've had. I'm thankful for every teacher that I have worked with, and I'm thankful for every teacher that I know, connect with on my PLN through social media. I'm thankful for every teacher that I don't know who's doing the absolute best that they can in this time, and then and before this time, and then after this time. I think about some great teachers who really, just stood up and made and just did some things differently. Some teachers who bring joy every day. Some teachers who have had their heart broken and still come to work and still make it about the kids. I think about teachers who go out of their way to provide a a next level learning and love experience for our teachers, for our students. I'm sorry, for our students. Um, and I know this is teacher appreciation, but I just give a shout out to my principals who are putting it down every day and who keep in the forefront of their minds that teachers are doing the best that they can every day. I'll go back to Jimmy Costas. I heard him say once that, and I believe this: teachers. I inherently believe teachers do the best they can every day, and I'm
Mhm.
appreciative of that. Um, we constantly, as educators, have to ask: is my best serving learners? And
Yeah.
that's where real work comes in, and that's what a lot of people I don't think appreciate about teachers is they ask, um, "Am I doing the best? And is my best good enough?" And then they have to change because it's
Yes.
about learners, not them. So every teacher, I'm just going to thank every teacher that I've worked with. Tremendous people. I'm going to encourage you, keep yourself uplifted, keep us uplifted. We're all having good days, and we need to share our good days, and we're all having not so good days, and we need to share those as well, so that you can get an uplifting note or message from me or from Tara, from anybody, whoever's around you, because we're all in together. If your kids aren't successful, then I'm not successful. And I want every child to be successful. So thank you guys tremendously for what you do from the heart. I hope you're blessed, and I hope to be a blessing for you.
Yes, and your words today are just so beautiful, Derek. Thank you so much. And so we've been telling people, just like you just said, we're just a DM away, we're just an email away, we're just a social media contact away. So how can people connect with you? I did connect Derek's book over in the comments, so you do need to check it out, The Revolution. And I put his website too. But Derek, on other social medias, what's the best way for people to connect with you?
Thank you, Tara. I didn't know you were doing that. Tara Martin for the win.
I got
That's
you,
awesome.
bro. I got you.
So you can find me on Twitter and LinkedIn by doing McCoy Derek, McCoyDerek, and Tara says she's put the website in the comments, but that's also the website. So it's McCoyDerek.com, at McCoy Derek for social media for most of it. My email is straight up derekmccoy.edu@gmail.com. And guys, if you need, or if you want to share, or if you've got a thought, hit me up, let me know. The more we connect, the better we get, and the more we grow. And the more we grow, the better our kids do. And that's what it is at the end of the day. So, yeah. And pick up the copy of The Revolution.
Yes, please do. It's a fantastic book. It's all about just amazingness and helping to create just that revolution in your school system. And we talk a lot about relationships in there too. So yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today, Derek. Thank you to all the teachers out there. We will be sure and link our special deals for teachers right now in the comments. So if you're a principal and you're looking for something for your teachers, DBC has got your back. And also we have all of Derek's information over in our comment section. So be sure and go connect with him and check him out. Remember, we are just a DM away, and we're here for you. We're part of this DBC family together, and we're all in this situation together. So we want to support you. Thank you, Derek. Thanks everyone for joining us. We appreciate all of you.
You guys have a